I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
What's up, everyone? Let's go. Thank you. All right, take your seats, guys. Ladies and gents, we're ready for another Peti Kish Han Live. Ready to begin. Happy Monday, everyone. It's the beginning of the week, and there's a lot of stuff that happened this weekend, as also in between. There's a lot of things. There was a lot of things that happened last week, and a lot of interesting things happen out there, a lot that I really don't want to bring up on this, podcast, really, or talk or whatever it is. We just chill, talk about things and whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of things that happened this week or last week. A lot of things happen, and a lot of people showed their true colors. How pretty much the net went crazy. Let's just say people showed their real colors. Things came out. If you were on the internet, it was a very negative space, I would say, and it was better to just put your phone down, close your web page if you went on social media, and just relaxed a bit. Do your own thing. Do your own thing. Do what you like to do. Kind of deal. I said that last time on Friday, but I wanted to cut it out because it wasn't really big of a deal. But yeah, there was a lot of things in between that. I know I talk about pulp culture here, movies, gaming, and all sorts of entertainment. But yeah, you can't talk about this without not talking about what happened. I really don't want to talk about too much because you probably listened to other podcasts, other people talking about it, people speculating about different things. And I really don't want to talk about it here as much. I know I'm aware of it because I want to actually, I know it is a thing. I know it's happening out there. What happened was not good. For a fact, it's not good. But we got to move on. We got to move on from what happened. And I just wanted to bring it up just a tiny bit, but not too much on here today. Because there's tons of other topics. Like I always go into movies, TV shows, gaming, entertainment, pulp culture, all that stuff. Because this kind of does trickle down to all of this because, the entertainment space, there's a lot of people in the entertainment space are kind of nasty, I would say. A lot of people that have too much power, too much influence, I guess. Well, they showed their true colors this week, or last week, and a lot of firings are happening. So, yeah, it's a lot of those stuff is going on. So, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be having some fast topics today, guys, besides, all the main topics. We got some Witcher Season 4 teaser video just released. We're going to be checking that out. What I've heard is, as we known, Henry Cavill is not Geralt of Rivia. So we got Liam Hemsworth as the new Geralt of Rivia, or you could say Temu Geralt. Yeah, it's not looking too good. We're gonna look at that because let's just say people are not happy, but also I am not surprised that this is happening. People are just trashing on it as well. It's not like, I think people that like The Witcher had potential for the show on Netflix, But what happened is you have a lot of weird people in power, especially, writing and directing, and they like to put their own influence of what they think is the real world. So they put their own spin on it in a fantasy world kind of deal. So, and Henry Cavill was a fan of, let's just say, The Witcher. He really liked it. He played the video games. He read the books. He was really into the Witcher world. But it seems like Henry Cavill was a problem. He was too of a passionate fan. And yeah, that's just what happened. And it went from there. So he got fired, pretty much, or he left. Either way. And we got now Liam Hemsworth as Geralt of Rivia for The Witcher. Witcher Season 4. All right, we got that today, and we got some Borderlands 4 launch date. So it launched last week, the weekend, I would say. And now we have some numbers to see how it's doing, as well as the negative feedback that it's getting because of how badly optimized it is, the game, and a lot of cope going around where people are, oh, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not. There's a lot of problems. There's more problems. This is the same that happened with Monster Hunter Wilds. People were coping, and the fan base was upset because they couldn't play it well on their PCs. That was one of the things. So that's what pretty much made the game unplayable, or you would have to wait for more updates for the game to be fixed in some sort of way. So we have that, and we got this Xbox Game Pass VP talking about how Xbox Game Pass is, it's good, but it's not what we expected. Let's just say it's good for gamers, but it's really bad for developers, because now, like we've said on here before, Xbox Game Pass in the long run is not a financial viable testament for a future creative game company to make money out of. It's just not, because you're going to need actually real sales and real people to actually buy your game, instead of just subscribing to a Game Pass kind of, style subscription service, because it's not reliable. It's, if you pay $20 a month, okay, but I feel like that is not going to make their monies back. So he's pretty much saying that players, like 3 million players, doesn't mean 3 million units sold. So that's what's going on. So it's pretty much proven what we've said before on this channel, that there's a lot of cope going on again here, especially on the journalist side. A lot of these journal sites always talking about, oh, this engaged players playing engaged and this and that, but how much did they sell? That's the question. Because players engaged doesn't mean players, people actually bought the game kind of deal. So it's two different aspects. So we're going to get going into that as well today. Yeah, there's just a lot today, and it's a Monday. So we're going to go through these fast topics real quick, and then we're going to go into the main topics, because there is a lot here to talk about today. There is a lot. Tons of stuff, too, today. So let's just get into the fast topics. All right. But before we do that, actually, I almost forgot. You got to like and sub, guys. Like the stream. How many times do I have to tell you? I know, you're getting sick and tired of it, but you have to like the stream, guys. Like the stream, or sub if you're new here. I'd appreciate it. And all of you guys lurking in the background, I appreciate you too. But, liking is free. So I want to see some sort of reactions. Start typing in the chat, doing some emoticons, all sorts of things. Do that. It really does help the channel and the stream itself. All right. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that very much. So Okay. Let's get into the fast topics. Okay, so we got this so we can get started. We got this. This is by Pyro Nation. There's gonna be a lot of Pyro Nation stuff today, but the crew comes back to life today thanks to modders. So modders have made crew playable now. Releasing on September 15, 2025, a lot of one time has been put into project and finally coming to fruition. So what is happening is online mode will come later. So they're keeping it alive. Of course, it's always the fans, the passionate modding community that will keep these games alive for further down the line in the future. Because remember, Ubisoft pulled the plug on this game. They stopped online servers. They stopped pretty much anything of this game. Pretty much, it's unplayable now. I feel like, I don't know if there's even a single player mode. There might be. But modders are fixing it up, which I thought that's going to happen. You know, if you have a passionate fan base for a game, like I know Star Wars Battlefront 2 has that, the newer one for EA. That has a passionate fan base. Like, it still has online capabilities. You could still play with people. But maybe one day just pull the plug. EA will pull the plug on that game as well. And then you have Kyber servers, which is private servers where people can do what they want, mod what they want, you know, do whatever they want in their own game space, you know, play the game with their own servers. So that's what I think the crew is kind of trying to do right now. Because Ubisoft, like they said before, like the CEO, gamers need to expect to not owning their own games. Remember, he said that. So now the countermeasure is the fans need to get in there. They know how to code or mod, and they fix up the game. This happens all the time. It's not even for online games, but online games do need some sort of support because when they go away forever, kind of deal. I think the same happened to like Friday 13th. Like I was gonna boot up Friday 13th, and I heard like that game is completely gone. There's no online anymore for it. So I was like, oh shit. I feel like you could still play private servers with friends and stuff, but you can't play public anymore. So yeah, it's a bummer when you have these games that are just online focused. You're not going to have any single player aspect of it. It just sours the experience. And that's why many games that I enjoy online wise don't have a single player aspect to it. I'm fearful for the future what will happen to those games. You know, kind of deal. But yeah. So that is pretty much the crew. So it's in good hands. It's still gonna have some modders to fix it up and do what they can for it. You know, kind of deal. All right, next topic, guys. Okay, so you know the Nintendo Direct came out last Friday, and you can go back to my live stream. I did a live reaction to the Nintendo Direct, and that Nintendo Direct overall, I said it was like a 6 or a 7. I thought about more. I think it's more of like a 5 now. It's a 5 or 6. I don't want to say 7 because it wasn't even average. It felt so. I thought about it. Like I said, it was very greedy. Felt very greedy. It felt soulless to me after I thought about it more and I interpreted. Like even during that, I was kind of in an aspect kind of bored in some instances. Yeah, there are games there, and like I said, where are the Switch 2 games? Yeah, they're there, but for some reason it was very lackluster. It felt very mid to poor because of all the greed, it felt like a corporate speak. It didn't feel like you're talking to your Nintendo fans or people that would be interested in the Switch 2. It felt like, here, we're going to give you all this info, just a bunch of dump, like kind of like like an HR kind of like, let's talk about what we're going to present to you and what we're doing kind of deal. It felt like that. So it didn't feel like a Nintendo Direct. It felt like just a generic talk of the game. Well, how Nintendo released some stuff, and here we go. So we got the Virtual Boy, where probably was the most talked about, which is a really sad, to be honest. This was the most talked about, was the Virtual Boy. But the Virtual Boy pricing revealed it's $99.90 or $9.90. I can't speak. $99.99, so $100 for the unit for the Virtual Boy, and then $24.99, $25, give or take, for cardboard model. So this thing, and then this thing. So it's just cardboard, slap, some color on it, put the Virtual Boy, and you pay me $30 up front. Like, that's insane.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's insane. So you have a cardboard box that you could probably make yourself and put a little slit between it, and you put your little Switch in. So this thing, I looked into it more, and $100 for Virtual Console. It's not actually a Virtual Boy fully. It's going to use the Switch thing on it. And what I hear is you have to be connected to the subscription service to play the Virtual Boy games on it. Okay. And then you have to get the console or get this Virtual Boy version of it, whatever. Hook it up to your subscription service and then play. And people found out, wait, I can't stream this? People want to actually show it off. No, you can't stream this as well. So it's just the Virtual Boy and a box too, if you want to get the box, which is the cheaper version. And you could pretend that you have the Virtual Boy. Kind of deal. So that's pretty much what the Virtual Boy is. So it's sort of a ripoff. In my opinion, I don't really care. It's like, do people actually want to go back and play the Virtual Boy? There's barely any games for it. Like what? Like 8 games or something for it. Like there's not much games for it. You would just be interested to just check it out if you have every Nintendo and you probably missed this one console or whatever. And you just want to see really how bad this console did. Why did it flop? All this. It's just intriguing enough to check it out. But if you have just money laying out and you're just like, oh, I'll just spend it, whatever kind of deal. Like, I could see that maybe if you have nothing else to do or there's nothing else going on. But in general, I feel like normal people won't get this. There's no way. It's just a waste of time, I would say. It's just a waste. It's just a waste, but that's just me. We got more, though, here from Nintendo. Because keeps on going, guys, for Nintendo. So we got another one. More Nintendo. Nintendo just announced a DLC for a game that's not out yet. Like I said during the Direct. Remember this? The Pokemon AZ or whatever it's called. The new Pokemon game that's coming out. They announced a DLC. It's like a launch DLC for a game that hasn't even come out yet. That's not a DLC. That's just you took out a game or characters or whatever. You took it out so you can make money out of. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Like I said, this feels like you're getting cheaped out of all this. Like straight up, it feels like you're getting cheaped out of this whole thing. And here's another one. Nintendo is charging $40 for Wii ROMs and $30 for DLC for an unreleased game. This is getting just a little bit ridiculous, guys. It really is. So another $40, guys, for 2 ROM games, pretty much, that you can find ways to emulate. I'm not going to tell you how, but there are ways. Just saying. And then this one is, for this one DLC, is $30. The Pokemon Legend ZA Mega Dimension DLC. That's cool.
Holy shit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It's absolutely disgusting. And you know what else is also disgusting with Nintendo? You know that Donkey Kong game, the new one that came out, that 3D game? That DLC they showed off? It wasn't a free update. It's a $20 DLC, and I've heard a bunch of people talking about it, and they say it's completely trash. There's nothing on the island. There's just this road kind of mode, and that's it. It's kind of like if you got all the bananas or he had a secret level. Remember in like Mario Odyssey, there was a part of the map, it's a secret map, where you go into the Mushroom Kingdom, and you go to Peach's Castle. It's like the N64 style in Mario Odyssey, like a bonus almost. That's what that map should have been in the game itself. It feels like they took out the bonus stage as like a fan, like an Easter egg kind of deal, and they separated it into a $20 DLC. It's absolutely disgusting. This is the worst, or I don't know if Nintendo has been this bad for a while now, but this is the worst Nintendo has been in a long time. As like a Nintendo fan, like I've had a lot of Nintendo consoles over the years, and I used to be a huge Nintendo fan, obviously, not anymore. It's just, how low has Nintendo come up? It's ridiculous. I feel like, you know what happened when Iwata passed away? Because I feel like Iwata was the glue to it. Reggie, Iwata, you know, they were working together, and they were the glue that tied Nintendo together. Even though, you know, there were some hits and some losses, especially during the Wii U era, it felt good. Like that era of Nintendo, I felt real good. I felt good with the Nintendo games then. Now, because, you know, Iwata passed away, Reggie, you know, is retired now. He's in a different place. It just feels very corporate, soulless. Something is missing. The charm of Nintendo is gone. It's almost like it became like Disney. Nintendo is the new Disney. I've been saying this for a while. When I saw the Universal Studios parks, I knew that Nintendo is going the Disney route, where it's going to feel like more Disney. It's going to feel less special. And I think this is where it's going now. And I don't know how it's going to work for the future for what they're doing right now. They're giving more quantity of things. I don't know if it's actually quality now. That's the problem. There's a lot of quantity of things, but I don't know if there's quality. Yes, most Nintendo games are probably known for the best, being the most polished, not as janky, not as much bugs. They've had great things with Nintendo games. We understand this. This is not a problem with Nintendo. It's just something is just missing. I don't know what, but it feels like they always want your money more than ever. They just keep on wanting more money. It's not about the players anymore. It's about how much can you give out. Oh, that's just my 2 cents about it. Nintendo is just like Xbox and PlayStation. They're in the same group. They all talk to one another. And Nintendo is just, it's not the same. It's not the same. They're probably the most greedy from all the three right now, to be honest. I thought Nintendo was going to save like consoles and whatever, but wow, boy, I was wrong about that. Nintendo has changed. Has changed for the worse, actually. But yeah. Let's get to the next topic. Let's see here. So, here we go, guys. All right. So if you guys are fans of Final Fantasy VII Remake, if not, whatever, maybe you don't want to see this. But as a heads up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy officially confirmed for Xbox and Switch 2. So we saw it on the Nintendo Direct. They showed off the first remake for Final Fantasy VII is coming on Nintendo Switch 2, which I think it's going to run fine. I think it's going to run like on the PS4 kind of deal almost. It's going to be like maybe a 30-frame game, and it's going to run pretty decent 30-frame, if not a little bit more. But I think it's going to be fine. The first game, I think, is going to run pretty good for that aspect. It's going to be good. Now, the problem is going to come in, not with Xbox. I think Xbox is fine. But the Switch 2 with Rebirth and Part 3, where it's more open world style, I think that's where it's going to start chugging. We saw Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and that was already chugging, maybe it wasn't chugging that much, but it wasn't graphically superior to what we saw before with Resident Evil 9. So the graphics were toned down, shadows were kind of It looked very mushy, colors were all weird for Switch 2. It wasn't doing so hot. And I wouldn't be surprised if it hits just 30, no 60 or anything higher frame-wise. But, yeah, that is the question. How is it going to run for Rebirth and Part 3? I don't think it's going to be as good. You get what you get, I guess, if you're a Switch 2 owner. But for Xbox, that is very good because I wish Xbox players got to play these other games like they missed. You know, they got Final Fantasy 16, which I heard it didn't run too good on the Xbox. It was like 720p or something. I don't know. I feel like Square is now finally branching out. Not just it's PlayStation exclusive now for like a year, and then it goes to everything else. Now they're just like, no, all these games are coming out soon at the same time, and I think Part 3 is not going to be PlayStation 5 exclusive from the start. Or 6. PlayStation 6. I don't know. But I feel like it's going to come to everything at once, Part 3, when it comes out. Because they found out that it's more of a better moneymaker for them for giving it to more people at more different places. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this. So, yeah, this is a given, though. I saw this coming that they're going to try to push this. But hopefully the ports for these will be good for Switch 2. I'm just a little bit iffy about how they're going to look on Switch 2. Okay, guys. Next, Dying Light, The Beast, to launch one day earlier than intended. So what is going on with this is there's so much pre-orders for this game, and it started skyrocketing up, that they're releasing this game one day earlier than what they were expecting. So, prepare to welcome the beast. Techland has revealed that as a result of overwhelming anticipation of Dying Light the Beast, the game will now be released on September 18th rather than September 19th. The team dropped this announcement in a post that went hand in hand with a reveal that more than 1 million players have pre-ordered the game across all platforms. So people are excited by this new Dying Light. They are interested, and it's bringing back a lot of people that enjoyed maybe one more than two, I would say, to this franchise again. So that's good. That's good to hear. I like it when they're like, okay, we're doing so well right now, and we're almost, it's polished. Everything should be good. Hopefully, no bugs like Borderlands 4 that we're going to talk about. Everything's good. And we see that pre-orders went up like crazy. Why don't we just give them like an early day to play the game kind of deal, So it's launching one day early. So that's good to hear. If people are interested in something and it starts, ramping up, that's what happens. Seeing the excitement from our community for the return of Kyle Crane in Dying Light the Beast, And knowing the game is ready, we wanted to do something special for our players. We pushed ourselves to make the impossible possible. And that's why we're releasing the game a little earlier. I can't wait to see players reach reactions when they finally step into the world of the Beast. As well as, OG Resident Evil 5. I forget what the actor's name is. He's legend, though. Chris Redfield, he's voicing this character, and that's all I hear is Chris Redfield constantly. If you see the videos for this game, all I hear is just Chris Redfield, like crazy, like, give me an egg. Like, the memes out there for Chris, that's like pretty much what I hear from this character. So glad to hear. I am interested in this game too. It looks more interesting than other Dying Lights. I never really got into the Dying Light franchise, really. And this one, it piqued my interest the most. Maybe because it has Chris Redfield voice actor. I don't know. But it looked very cool. It looked interesting, to be exact. I really am wanting to see more, when it comes out. All right. We got more here, guys. It's just dropped. Battlefield 6 devs confirm console-only crossplay mode. Oh, shoot.
Huh?
Yeah, that is unfortunate for only consoles at the moment. I don't know why, but that's just how they're working with right now. Battlefield 6 developers have revealed that the console-only crossplay mode is in development, along with other details about the features. Many players have concerned about Battlefield 6 crossplay mode, wondering whether there might be a feature that allowed console players to matchmake only against other console players. Fortunately for them, developer has confirmed that Battlefront 6 has a console-only crossplay mode. So there you go. No PC with consoles, just console. So PlayStation and Xbox can play together, I guess. That's what's going to be happening. Which is a shame because there is a big market for also PC and console. Like, if you have a friend that wants to play on console and you have a friend that wants to play on PC, now they can't play Battlefield 6 together now. It's like, it sucks to suck, kind of. You like, who's gonna get the PC port? Who's gonna get the PlayStation Xbox port? Kind of deal. You're gonna have to buy this game. Maybe they're doing it because they want other people to buy this game twice. I don't know. That would be a very scummy move to do for companies. But yeah, I feel like they might be working on a PC version later. But right now they're focused on console to console, P2P, pretty much, crossplay with others. So yeah, I don't know about that. Kind of a bummer. I'm more of a PC player myself, so it's kind of a bummer to see that that you can't play with others like that, but that's just how it is, I guess, for now, until it gets fixed. All right. Next one here, guys. Let's see. Where can we get here? Let's see. Okay. Let's just see this. I saw this recently, and I want to talk about it. I wanted to bring this up during like After Dark special show with Emmy, but Emmy has been busy. If you guys have been wanting to find out about Emmy, he's been a little busy in the background. Pog Emmy, he'll be on the show probably. I'll try to talk to him a bit more, but he's been busy himself. I don't know if he could pop in or pop out, kind of deal during the soon. We'll see. But I thought this would be interesting just to bring up. So this is my comic book. And I saw this little 10 best Capcom games ever ranked. And I want to see what it is. I don't know really what they're going to have here. These are the 10 best games from Capcom from the category of games. So I guess this is his personal pick, pretty much. But I saw this a while back, and I had it here for a while back, just lingering, because I wanted to talk about this with Pogimi. but he's not here right now. So let's just talk about ourselves and let's see what this list is about. Okay, so the best Capcom games, top 10 ever, which is crazy. There's so many good Capcom games. There's some bad ones too, but there's so many good ones too. Let's just see what this is real quick. So number 10, Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. I think this might be the newest one, right? I could be wrong. But I've had an Ace Attorney game in my list. I never played an Ace Attorney game. I never got into it, but I do have it on my Steam. I bought it when it was on sale, but I haven't touched it yet. So I really need to get into Ace Attorney. I hear some good things about it, but if this is number 10, okay, I guess. I feel like there could be better ones, but okay, it's fine, I guess, for now. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, A New Age of Heroes. Yes, I would definitely think this marked a lot of games moving forward. A lot of fighting games tried to copy this idea. Yeah, this was probably one of the biggest ones, and it's still one of the best. I think it's one of the best Marvel vs. Capcom games, in my opinion. Yes, there are stuff that are broken in it, but it's so good. It's so good. If you have the Marvel vs. Capcom collection that came out recently, I highly recommend checking that out and checking this game out. It's so good. It's so good. And the rollback netcode for the online, it's really good too. I haven't had any problems with it. So, good stuff. Yes. Dragon's Dogma 2. Really? Okay. Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma has a fan base, but it's very niche. Very niche. And Dragon's Dogma 2 did it better than the first one. Optimization-wise, still pretty bad. Even though they fixed some things, this game had problems at launch with optimization, and it still does. Consoles, it's chugging at some areas. If you have a beastie PC, I guess it runs pretty good, but it's not like the best overall for that. But Dragon's Dogma 2, I don't know. Is it really that good? I don't know. I have the game. I just haven't really touched it enough because my computer was chugging from it. I need to upgrade my PC in general. And when I tried it, I was like, yeah, I better stop playing this right now. This game's a little bit intense for my PC. Okami. Okay, I could see that. But number 7, I don't know. But yeah, Okami, I could see this. It's well praised. It's very niche. Again, a niche one as well. But yeah, I'm okay with that for Okami. It's a artsy, fun. It's a fun game. I hear all the time. I have it. Like I watched it from a distance. I know when I was also younger, I watched it from a distance, and I thought it was fine. I never really got into it, but I have it now on Steam, and I gotta check it out. So I gotta play this one day. Okami. Mega Man 2. Okay. Mega Man 2, definitely probably the safe bet for number 6. Yeah, this was probably one of the best ones when it came out, but I feel like Mega Man X did it better after a while. It was more fast-paced. It was a little bit faster. Played better in general, looked better. But I like Mega Man 2. It just depends on what you're playing on. If you have input delay or lag, it probably sours the experience. Mega Man 2 is a good game, though. It is a good game. It has a really good soundtrack for the NES time. It has like one of the best soundtracks for sure. It's probably the most classic Mega Man you're going to get. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. Okay, Devil May Cry 3, 5. I could see this. Devil May Cry is definitely one of those games that is praised. It had the best story. It had a bunch of great stuff going to it. The action combat was the best in this compared to now 5. 5, I feel like, beat this. But this was still, you could go back to that and still play this, and it feels like like you'd be okay with it. I don't think you would have that much complaints with it. I went back to playing it, and I thought it was really good. I had a blast playing it. So, yeah, this one is still up there of being, if not the best, compared to, I would say, 5. It's between 5, this being the best Devil May Cry game. So, yes. Monster Hunter World. Okay, yeah. This would be the one that brought a lot of people into Monster Hunter World. This did crazy numbers, I remember. And even now, people are going back playing this instead of Monster Hunter Wilds now because they found actually World was really good. Like, I'm still new to the Monster Hunter World, I would say, like the universe or these franchise. But, yeah, I could see Monster Hunter being this big. Yeah, for sure. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Yeah, I kicked off probably the remake binge, I would say. Like, everyone went on the remake bandwagon. I would say this pretty much kicked it off. Yes, it's a good game. It's one of probably between this and 4, I like Remake. I don't know which one I'll pick. Maybe this, I don't know. There's some things in here I really don't like either, though. But for this being this high, it's the best of all time ever. I don't know about that. RE2 original could be better, I would say, but I don't know. Yeah. I like this, though. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I like this game a lot. And I will go back and play it again. I'm thinking about doing it. But I'm thinking about doing more Resident Evil 1 Remake playthrough instead. Because I still haven't done some things in Remake that I wanted to do in Resident Evil 1. So, yeah. Whatever, I guess. Street Fighter 2? Yeah. For 2. Yeah, Street Fighter was huge. Arcades. This popped off a lot of the fighting genre games. This, Mortal Kombat was up there. Marvel versus Capcom, for sure. These broke numbers, for sure. So Street Fighter, everyone knows the characters now. They're in pulp culture now. Everyone remembers the Street Fighter characters, pretty much. If you don't know some of the Street Fighter characters, I don't know. You need to be more culture appropriate of what is going on. It's like, how do you not know who Blanca is? How do you not know who Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Cammy, Guile, all these characters? If you don't know them, you need to actually look into it because it's in culture, it's in movies, it's referenced a lot of things. So it is definitely a popular culture thing. Resident Evil 1 Remake. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. I love this game, dude. I know though everyone likes 1, the original. Like, there's people that love the original and don't like this game. And there are a lot of people that like this remake more than the original. I think this is really good. If not, I would say this might be my favorite Resident Evil game. Between this and RE4 is one of my favorites. I would say RE4. This is my favorite RE game. I do like 5 too. I have a soft spot for 5. I know some people hate 5, but I like 5. But wow, that's insane. I'm actually surprised he picked RE1 Remake. That's crazy. And he has 2 Resident Evils on here. Holy shit. Like, no Devil May Cry 5. That's crazy. I'm actually surprised. Wow.
Oh my God!
Like, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that they did that. Wow. So yeah, not a bad list. Some of them questionable, but not a bad list overall. Pretty good. Not too bad. So yeah, it wasn't that of a dud. Most of the time when I see these journalists have these like top 10 best ever, they're just so bad, like the picks they pick. This one wasn't that bad. I'm actually surprised. Not too bad with this top 10. Capcom ever ranked games. Crazy. Didn't expect that. very, very interesting for sure. Didn't expect that at all. Okay. Let's get into now. Try and look at what we have. I think we are done with fast topics. I think we're gonna go into the main topics now, guys. Let's get into Witcher first. All right. All right, guys. So I'm on Insider Gaming, and they have this article here, and it says, first clip of Liam Hemsworth as Geralt of Rivia emerges online as Season 4 release date confirmed. Okay, so we finally get a little tease of how Liam Hemsworth is going to play as Geralt of Rivia in Witcher Season 4. This season, because we don't have Henry Cavill no more, is going to be interesting. Let's just put it in words like that, because Henry Cavill was a great Geralt. He was a fan of the source material. He played the games. He read the books. He understood the character. He even tried to do it just from the game, that deep, very deep, raspy voice for Geralt. We're gonna watch of this trailer. We're gonna watch it. Don't worry. But keep in mind when we watch this, just look at everything, to the character, to the thing monster he fights, the CGI, all of it. It just feels not. It feels like a low budget CW show, straight up. It really does. It really does. But let's read into this. The first clip of Liam Hemsworth portrayed of Geralt of Rivia has emerged online, uploaded by the Netflix team just hours ago. This clip was accompanied by a release date for the long-awaited 4th season of the show, coming on October 30th exclusively on Netflix. I've watched the first season. I thought it was okay. It was fine. It wasn't anything extraordinary. I saw a lot of, let's just say, it felt good in some areas, and some parts I did not like. I feel like the parts with Geralt were really good. Some parts with Yennefer, and then the Ciri. I felt it had potential. It definitely did. And it upped it to the max because it got super popular with the song, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, and other things. It came off of the games right after Witcher 3. The books were there. Everything's there, source. And it was kind of like Game of Thrones, where people were really, really hyped for it. It was like a cultural thing. People were like getting really into it. And Netflix, did do a really decent season of season 1. Some people said it was pretty boring. I did not hate it as much as others, but I felt it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't perfect. It was okay. Then after season 2, that one is actually boring. That one felt really boring, really going off the rails. It wasn't good at all. I watched through the whole thing, and I was like, why is this so poor? Like, everything about this, the writing, the setup, everything was really poor in season 2. Now, season 3, I only watched one episode, and I dipped out. It was so bad. To the choreography, to the CGI, it felt like it went downhill. It really did. It felt it got worse. The writing was bad. The acting was horrible. It felt like no one wanted to watch it because what happened with Henry Cavill, as we know, he left the project, or he got fired. One of those, and because he didn't, he had conflicts with writers and people that are doing the show, the directors, that Witcher, Geralt wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this. Like, he was just a passionate fan, which they called that he was a toxic person on the set. That's why I hear, people are saying. He wasn't toxic at all. He was just really passionate about, and he understood the character more than most of these directors did. They did not care. They did not care. They just wanted to put out a product. If Henry Cavill wrote this and he directed it and he would act in it, it probably had done better because he understood the source material. He understood what this world was about. But because of that, they were like, no, he's toxic. We got to, cut him out. So he left. He was upset. He left. And they got Liam Hemsworth to play it instead. And I don't know how this season's going to do because of that. Because that will definitely... I feel like a lot of people are just saying, F you, Netflix, and to all the showrunners who are directing this or writing this. A lot of people, I think, are trashing on this. They're not liking what they see. And to be expected, because Henry Cavill was a perfect casting, and he understood what it meant to be The Witcher. So, yeah. It has been more than 2 years since Season 3 aired, which, of course, started Henry Cavill as the iconic main character. We know that the show was 2 more seasons left and will end with the culmination of the 5th season. Which, if this season does so poorly, I don't know if there will be a 5th season, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. And fans have been chomping at the bit to see how Liam Hemsworth picks up the mantle abandoned by Cavill. He didn't want to abandon. He had no other choice, pretty much. Look at this. Liam Hemsworth isn't a bad Geralt. Here comes the cope, guys. Here comes the cope.
Huh?
Here comes the cope, guys. Here we go.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Here we go. We don't get too much of a look at Liam Hemsworth as Geralt of Rivia, but we get enough to get the impression of a portrayal of the legendary monster hunter. When the news hit that Henry Cavill was vacating the role at the end of Season 3, fans worldwide despaired, mourning the arrival of Hemsworth, the brother of Chris Hemsworth for Marvel's fame. Here's the first clip, and we're going to watch that in a bit. Here's now quite a gruff as Cavill. He's not quite as gruff as Cavill. Yes, he's not. Like I said, he feels like Temu Geralt of Rivia. He looks like a TikToker. He looks like cosplayer, I would say, like a clean cosplayer kind of deal. He doesn't have that grit. He doesn't have that presence like Henry Cavill does. I don't know. I'm sorry to Liam Hemsworth. He just doesn't fit that role. Nor as Bored, but he makes a fine Witcher. I would say he's very reminiscent of Michael Zubrowski, the Polish actor who played Geralt and Rivia in the Hex in 2002. Yeah, that one. That one wasn't too good. That was a Polish version of the show of The Witcher. In the clip, he was Hemsworth's battle, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let me see the clip. Okay. I have the clip here. Just a sec, guys. I have the clip. Let me see. Netflix also posted it. I guess we can try Twitter, but Twitter is kind of ass. But here we go. The content awaits. Here's your exclusive first clip of Liam Hemsworth as Geralt of Rivia. This Witcher, The Witcher Season 4, premiering October 30th. So soon, guys. Check this out, guys.
Fiery.
The voice doesn't have that grit to it. It just feels like if he just copied someone from like Lord of the Rings kind of style, like just a British, like Game of Thrones style. It doesn't have any of the things, he would be like, fuck, kind of deal, you know? He'd be like, fuck. Like, he'd just be like, like, he would just mourn, like, fuck. Let's do this then again. Drinks the vial and everything, you know, starts fighting. Like, he would have that like, he has that style to him where he doesn't give two fucks, but he still tries to help and do what he can. But I don't know, this one felt weird, like, listening to this. Listening.
Your mortal shall meet my fate with fiery hell.
Oh my god, this is so bad. Hopefully I don't get a copyright from Netflix for this, but this is so bad. If it is, then that's why it gets cut out, the video. If it does get cut out, it's because it's not too good either. Let's just see. No thanks. Dan Vask already here. Dan Vask saying no thanks. I feel like that would be a popular stream. Just saying. Just saying. Gay and woke. I will be watching it. I'll be watch it. I will not. Pepe the Frog with Yoda. There's only one Geralt. Yes, this Henry Cavill was so good, dude. I have that clip. Let me show you that clip. I constantly show it. I gotta find the clip for you guys. But the clip I always show, it's the Witcher one where he's just like, fuck. I use it a lot from one of my videos. Where is it? I gotta find it. I found it. Okay, I found it. Here's the clip. I always have this clip.
Fuck.
Where he has to fight all the people. I remember that. That part was sick. That was actually cool. Let me show you another one because I have one saved. It's a great one. Where Henry Cavill pretty much tells you, because these you know, they're doing interviews, these journalists, and they're talking about, you know, fans are a little bit more toxic, and maybe we need to tone it down. We don't need this toxicity in this world of this fandom kind of deal, you know? And he pretty much turns it down where he's like, well, I'm one of the fans too, so then it means I'm toxic? You know, toxic doesn't mean that. It means just you're passionate about something, you know? Let me try to find it real quick. It's a great clip. I wish I could find it for you guys real quick. Shit. I wish I had this on the fly. Do I have it? I don't think so. I don't think so. I gotta find the clip. I saved it. I gotta find it though. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But should have had this pre-planned. Whoops. That's just how it goes. That's how we roll. Everything's like, I pre-plan things, pre-plan stuff, but sometimes when I go into like these subjects and I'm like, oh shoot, I just want to show this now, you know, kind of deal, you know. Let me try to find it. Here. Oh, I found it. Okay, I found it, guys. I found it. Here we go.
There's something really interesting with this character.
There we go. Great response from Henry Cavill. Great. If you've seen this around, you know what we're talking about. This is a great response.
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like, you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
True.
And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Exactly. And he turned it down because he wanted a soundbite out of that. And what he said is, I'm a fan myself, so you're calling me toxic too? Kind of deal. And he doesn't see it like that. He understands what fandom is. He understands there are people who are going to agree with things, and there are going to be people that disagree with things. That's fandom. You know, we talk about that stuff. But we enjoy it so much that we talk about things like that. We speculate about things. We say, what if this comes out? What would happen if this happened? You know, people their minds go crazy about these IPs and stuff people enjoy. You know, maybe I didn't like this. Maybe I like this, you know, kind of deal. Everyone's split. No one's going to have the same thing. It's not an echo chamber. Not everyone's going to think the same way. Okay? No one's going to do that. And that's pretty much he's saying. It's not toxic. It's just regular criticism that maybe they didn't like it this way and they like it this way. You know, kind of deal. You know, not everything's going to be perfect all the time. But you can critique on things that could be, you know, for the next one, if whatever, be improved upon, obviously. And that's what we do here, too. We just give our own opinion about things, and we're passionate about it. So we critique here and there just a tiny bit. And we also, you know, check things out. We speculate on them. We use critical thinking. We use common sense. And we understand what is going on in this situation. That's what we do. It's so easy, but for some reason, that's not good. You need to take it as is. Don't ask questions. Just consume product and get excited for next product. Remember that? I think I have it. I think I have the clip. I think I have that clip. Let me see. Don't ask questions. Where is it? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I can't find the clip, but whatever. It pisses me off that I can't find it. Damn it. Whatever. I don't have it, but it's that clip. Yeah, so obviously people just want to have good entertainment. Doesn't matter if it's gaming, movies, sports, whatever it is you like, music, art, you know, TV shows, anything that can be good needs to be good, because there's a lot of trash. It used to be, you know, there was always some trash movies here and there, but most of the things I remember back in the day, it was actually pretty decent. There was a lot of things. Games, there was a lot of trash games, but there were a lot of bangers and great games out there too. Same with movies, you know. But most of the time now we just get trash after trash. The only time you're actually getting good stuff now is by good, like, well-known directors. Like, absolutely, they understand what they do and how they do it, and they do it right. And that's the type of directors we have in movies, where you know what you're going to get into, kind of deal, and it's going to be a great, you know, movie or TV show. Right now I'm watching Mobland. I'm trying to finish it up, and it's by Guy Ritchie. And if you know what you're going into in a Guy Ritchie, you know, movie or show, it feels like a Guy Ritchie thing. Like, it feels like that. So if you're into that stuff, yeah, you're going to like Mobland, obviously. with Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan. It's a really good show. I highly recommend checking that one out. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's easy. It's not easy, I'm saying. It's not easy, but you have to be passionate and you have to be a fan. Why do you think One Piece on Netflix did really well? You got the writer and the person who did the mangas, the anime for the original One Piece. He was there. And he got a director was a super passionate, and the writer was a super passionate person on One Piece. What happened? That person left in season 2. Because this is why I think season 2 is going to go downhill from here, is because that director left after making it, and even though you're still going to have the writer for the original One Piece, you know, who wrote the manga and the stories and the anime, you're going to lose a little bit out of the other director who was more passionate than this new director who's doing stuff. So it loses the essence of it a bit. So I don't know if it's going to be better or worse. We'll see when that one comes out. But I did enjoy when One Piece came out, the live action. I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It made me want to go and watch the anime for it. So, like, that's actually good. That's actually good. So let's continue with these roastings. I still can't believe how this show fumbled everything by having writers that genuinely thought they could go do better than the source material. There you go. Like Game of Thrones, they went out of the source material. Your replaced Cavill because he wanted to stick to the source material and gave us discount Witcher. Fuck you. Oh shit. True. Temu Witcher. Yup. That's what I said. Temu Witcher.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Temu Witcher.
No!
Yup. Exactly. Get a load out of the fucking retard. No thanks. Cavill is Witcher. Would have watched 100 season with him. Yeah, you lost a lot of also women fans that love Henry Cavill. Just saying. Now Henry Cavill should be cast as James Bond's 007. That's perfect casting. I think it's fine. I don't care if he's almost 40 or is 40. I don't care. Middle-aged, it's fine. It's fine. He could be good for Bond for a couple of years. I'm fine with that. You add Sydney Sweeney in there for Bond girl. You have a movie. You have a $1 billion movie right there. You get the right actors, right writers, right story directors, and you got a perfect James Bond right there for you guys all. We can go back in time to like Sean Connery times, like the 60s, Cold War era, like a period piece, and you got a perfect James Bond right there, dude. That's perfect. Mwah, perfect. No shade to Liam. I'm sure he is a fine actor, but to ditch Cavill over his respect for the source material is an indication that you won't prefer to let purple-haired woke scum tell their story rather than show respect to it. It's going to suck. No amount of CGI with do. Yeah, it looks like a CW show. Like straight up, it looks like CW. Some people like that CW show kind of aspect of it, but it doesn't look good. It looks like they lost money. Yup, pile of shit. Oh wow. Fascinating. Not gonna watch this until we bring back the original Witcher. Like, this is constantly on Netflix, like constantly. Like, that's insane. That's insane, dude. And I also, if you go on the YouTube channel, it's ratioed more downvotes than upvotes. So yeah, people are not liking this Witcher. No one really enjoys this Witcher, to be honest. It's just, it's not good. No one wants this. Even if Henry Cavill was back, Henry Cavill was just another shitstorm of a shitty writing and shitty storytelling in general. So just losing Henry Cavill is another thing. Like, if Henry Cavill would go back and he would replace his role, it wouldn't change anything. The show still stunk. I couldn't finish season 3. It was so bad. Doesn't matter Henry Cavill was in it. I'm sorry. He was leading the show, but he felt like he was on the sidelines kind of deal, you know? I didn't want to watch it. I didn't care for it, you know? But that's just The Witcher 4 going to be honest. And it sucks because we actually want, if it was good, people would be praising it. People would be talking about it more. Instead, people are just shitting on it now. It's pretty sad, but yeah. All right, guys. Next topic we got here. Let's get into this other big topic here, guys. With the Xbox Game Pass. This is a big one, too. Because I've been talking about this for a while, guys. You know. I've been talking about how Game Pass is great for customers, you know, gamers. But it's horrible for devs and people working on these games. It's not doing too good. Let me go on it real quick. Something underneath. Be right back, guys. Be right back. Sorry, guys. My rug moved underneath my feet, and I was like, something's weird. Okay. This is going to be a bigger story, I would say. Yeah, this might be a bigger story. So, there we go. Might clip this, guys. Don't know. All right, everyone. I'm on That Park Place, and they got this article here, and it says, former Xbox VP admits Game Pass causes problems as media admits 3 million players is not 3 million sales. Yes, we've been saying this for a while, guys, that when they say 3 million players are playing the game, 3 million players are engaged in the game, they're engaged. They're just watching in the background. They're looking at the game. They're engaged. Or is wishlisted doesn't mean there's sales for it when it comes out. Where is the 3 million sales then? Show us how much they made. They did this with Assassin's Creed Shadows, Dragon Age the Veilguard. They did this constantly just to feel like there is actually interest in these games when there wasn't actually. So now it's with Xbox Game Pass now. So that is interesting because I've been saying that Xbox Game Pass is great for the customer and the gamer, for sure. It's great. $20 a month pretty much. You pay for it. You know, you get all this massive category of games, even new releases. But it feels like it's not financially reliable now because devs are not getting that money back deal as, you know, they thought it would be. So it's kind of like a downgrade, actually, than getting it physically, you know, sales-wise or even digitally on like Steam, for example. So let's read into this to see what it's about. For years, gamers have debated whether subscription models like Xbox Game Pass are helping the industry or causing problems. Now, a former Xbox executive has admitted that what critics have been saying all along, Game Pass is creating serious problems, both financially and creatively. across the gaming world. In a new piece from PC Gamer, former Bethesda VP of Communications and Marketing, Pete Hines, revealed that Game Pass creates what he called weird inner tensions, particularly when it comes to how the service values content and impacts game sales. If you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and the people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is, it's worth jack shit, then you have a real problem, he said. Yes. So what it is it's a subscription service that you subscribe every month, obviously, like I said, around $20-ish. And what is going on is now that's all they're pretty much getting. It's all just influencing, I would say, eyes to pick up Game Pass and try it out. When real life, those devs don't get really much besides, I guess, Xbox or whatever company, if you're getting the EA Pass one, or if you're getting the Ubisoft Connect, or if you're getting an Epic or Steam, they get a little kickback from it too. But in this one, you don't really get any kickback because this one is just tied to the Game Pass and you're putting your game on it. Which, if people, I don't know how this works completely, but I've heard that if more people download your game, you get a little something back, I guess. But if you don't and you just put it out there and you get whatever you get from Xbox, Microsoft, that little percentage, that's all you're getting. So you're getting eyes on it, which could be good if you're an indie developer and you can get a lot of people to try out your game and see if they like it or not. But in this situation, if you're like a big budget AAA game and you release your game on day one, everyone's just going to go to Game Pass. And your revenue for it will be lost. You won't be getting it. If your game's that good, people will buy it. They'll go on Steam, whatever you want to buy the game itself, and they will support it because they understand devs need it. So they'll support it. They'll buy it. It didn't matter. Like, for example, it didn't matter if Expedition 33, Clear Obscure, was on Game Pass on day one. People still bought it on Steam, and it did crazy numbers because they wanted to support the devs that were making it. Since it's like a indie, almost AA game, mostly indie, but it's also close to a AA game kind of deal. They want to support the devs themselves because it wasn't a high-priced game. It was like around 40-ish, I would say $40-ish or 50. And it wasn't too bad, and you got a great experience out of it. That's what it is. And people are saying, oh, Xbox Game Pass is doing well. Look how much people are downloading. Look how much people are trying this out. It doesn't matter how much people. People are still going to play any kind of game they have on Game Pass. If you want to support devs and you want to support people that make these games, you're going to actually have to physically or digitally go to a storefront and buy the game if you want to support these devs. That's the only way. Subscription service is not the way. I would say subscription service back in the day when I used Game Pass, when it was only like $1 or $5 a month, I would play games like Sea of Thieves. I would try it out, demo it out, play for a little bit, and then when I saw a sale on Steam, I bought the game. Now, I don't use Game Pass. I never use Game Pass. Game Pass is only good for a couple of things, like I always use it for. I use it mostly for demoing games out, if I like it or not, or if my game runs well on my PC, I would like to download it, see if I can run it, just to test it out, test out the waters. And if I can, I stop the game, and then I buy the game if I like it. Or I just wait for a sale. That's how I do Game Pass. I don't keep paying upfront constantly Game Pass. I don't have that mindset. It's like this is what normal people do. Normal people, even gamers do this. They pay up front 1 month just to check out what games they have, just to play a couple of games, and then they unsubscribe. That's just the basic reality of how people think. People don't like subscription services. I know personally, I'm one of those too. I know it's hard, but people don't like those. I don't like them myself either. People just want to see or play the thing that they want to see because they have it right there at that disposal at the very moment. But if it's so good, people will go out, buy it, or find it digitally and try to download it and then play it or watch it, whatever you're doing. So it's not a financially great thing over the long run. Yes, it can help you get eyes on whatever you're trying to sell, especially if you're an indie developer game. But mostly, I feel like a lot of big content creators, if you get them out there and you tell them to play your game and they enjoy that game and it blows up, that's what happens. That's what happened with like a lot of games that just blew up, like Repo, Peak, games like that, Lethal Company, Phasmophobia, whatever. Like these games blew up because of notification or notified by big content creators out there that interested that game, so they got publicized more and more people want to try it out because of that. So let's continue. Haynes explained that while subscription platforms like Gamepass can drive engagement, they can also cause problems and backfire badly when the numbers don't translate into actual revenue. There you go. The numbers don't matter. It doesn't matter how many likes you get on the video or views. It depends how much people are subbing to your content, kind of deal. More subs, it goes up. More likes, helps the algorithm as in in just a aspect of video making and putting content out there. For example, you're gonna have to do likes, you're gonna have to sub, you're gonna have to do all these things, engagement, comments, all this. It's okay. It's nice to have the views. It's nice to have that, but you need to do more, to help out. Because that's the same with with Game Pass kind of deal, I would say. The most striking admission came when the article highlighted Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush, marketed as breakout success with 3 million players on Game Pass. The studio behind it was nevertheless shuttered by Microsoft. Yeah, you wonder why that happened. This game, everyone was praising it, Hi-Fi Rush. It was marketed, it's like one of the best. There was 3 million players, this, but still got shuttered by Microsoft. You wonder why a lot of people don't want to put their games on Game Pass now, and they just like to sell it as is. Hi-Fi Rush, a wonderful game that got shut down because just of that. I think it got bought out later by someone else, but you see this, and it does make sense now that this is not a profitable thing for the future for games to be subscription service. It's not. PC Gamer has pointed out the obvious truth that many in the gaming community have stressed for years, a truth that mainstream access game journalists have ignored until now. 3 million players isn't the same as 3 million sales. We've been saying this for a while.
Holy shit.
We've been saying this for a while. They were coping. They were saying, we got to own the chuds with this one. No, 3 million players isn't the same as 3 million sales. When they say we sold this much, we sold 1 million, then it's like, nice, they did a good job. We have this much players engaged. We have this much players playing. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anything. Doesn't matter. Okay, how much did you sell? How much did you do? Did you get your revenue back? Did you get it back? You know, that's what people are asking. That's when you know it was a great game because they got their money back, whatever the total was when they made the game, how much it was. But if they got their money back and if they did more than what they did originally, that's even better. That's like a 2 thumbs up right there if they did that. That's really good. So, yeah, people are just saying if it doesn't get its money back, it was a failure. If it's so low that they lost and they need to do firings and they have to lay off people and they're shutting down the studio, that means it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So, it didn't do good financially. It's a crucial distinction and one that publishers often blur when hyping up numbers. Player counts on Game Pass make for good headlines, but in reality, But if retail sales are cannibalized, the studio may actually be worse off than before. There you go. Is it possible that games journalists are finally starting to see what gamers have been screaming for years? Or have they known all along and just failed to point it out? It's called bad journalism. And we see this a lot in game legacy medias. It's bad journalism. They don't ask actually the hard-hitting questions. They're not actually telling what they need to know. And a lot of them could call out other companies. And a little bit, let's be transparent here about things, what is actually going on. Because I know back in the day, some journalists were brutal, and they would ask the hard-hitting questions to a lot of these devs, a lot of these CEOs. And now it's very lukewarm, I would say. And they're trying to get into the industry, try to be friendly with them because they get the codes. You know, they have to shill for one thing or another a little bit here and there to get their, early access code, get invited to all these early events, all sorts of things. Because if they did actually say what people were thinking, they wouldn't be invited to all these things. They wouldn't get all these codes kind of deal. It's just, that's the fact. That's just how it is. That's how you see it realistically. So here we go. There's more to it. Backing up Haynes concerns Shannon Loft's former VP at Xbox Game Studio added her own blunt assessment. Writing on LinkedIn, Loft said, while GP can claim a few victories, the majority of games adaptation on GP comes at the expense of retail revenue, unless the game is engaged from the ground up for post-release monetization. I could, and many someday write pages on the weird inner tensions this creates. In other words, unless a game is packed with DLC, microtransactions, or long-term monetization hooks, being put on Game Pass risks draining its profitability. There you go. There you go. So it has to have all the things that gamers don't really like, where it's packed full of goodies that you have to buy over time, and with Game Pass as well. If it doesn't, if it's just a single-player experience, it's going to be harder. Industry veterans are ringing the alarm. Hines and Lofts aren't alone in their warnings. Other industry veterans have been voicing similar criticisms. Former PlayStation executive Sean Layden compared Game Pass like models to the way music streaming gutted value for creators, saying it risked turning developers into wage slaves. Meanwhile, Arcane Studio co-founder Raphael Kolantonik Colanto described subscription platforms as unsustainable model that was been increasingly damaging the industry for a decade. There you go. A lot of them are coming up. Now they're speaking what we've been saying too before. Microsoft maintains that Game Pass is profitable overall, but profitable for Microsoft isn't the same thing as sustainable for developers. So it's good for Microsoft, but Microsoft needs to have developers that make good games, that you have creative minds to make these games. If you're not paying your devs, you're not going to get games. That's just how it is. Microsoft can't be pumping out games themselves all the time. We've seen how they've been doing, closing studios left and right, not making some good games here and there. Once in a while, they have bangers like Sea of Thieves or, some Gears of War or whatever. Halo has been falling off, but yeah, stuff like that. In fact, Microsoft CFO Tim Stewart has admitted that major titles like Starfield and Indiana Jones and The Great Circle lost millions retail sales by being available day one at Game Pass. What did I say? All these people are always talking about in my comments that Starfield and Indiana Jones did great numbers because it's on Game Pass. People bought it. And then you looked at, the Steam charts. It wasn't doing too good. Because people were finishing the game, trying it out on that, and they weren't actually buying the game and trying to actually, support this game. So all the people said, oh, why are you hating on Indiana Jones? First of all, I didn't like Indiana Jones because I hated that it was first person. I think it would have been better if it was a third person experience, kind of like a Tomb Raider or Uncharted. That's just my opinion. But, that is. Starfield was actually absolutely just boring. Absolutely just boring. I'm sorry. Starfield had nothing to it. It was an overhyped game by Bethesda. It had nothing like, it was nothing like Skyrim or like any of the Oblivion games, I would say, like Elder Scrolls game. Starfield was nothing like that. It was a bare bones sci-fi experience. That was it. It was boring, like Az would say. Heels versus babyface. It was boring. And I agree. So it lost millions retail sales of being available day one in Game Pass. It lost a lot when people should have just bought the game and actually experienced it for themselves. But since it launched with those, they lost a lot of money. And I don't know if they're going to make another one. Maybe they won't. That's the paradox. Game Pass helps Microsoft grow subscriptions and engagement, but the very success of the service should be undermining the developers who make the game possible. Yes, if you don't have devs, you don't have a game. If you have the people, the passion, the people that understand how to code, how to make the game, everything comes to the art, the music, the storytelling, the writers, everything. You have the devs, the coders to do all these things. If you have them, you please them, you make good money, and they make a great game, you're going to have a great, successful game. If you underperform and the devs are not liking it and it doesn't do well enough and doesn't have any interest, then it goes to Game Pass. But if you have interest for the game, people are going to buy it on Steam or whatever, PlayStation, Xbox Game Store, PlayStation Store, whatever, Nintendo Switch Store, I don't know, whatever. They'll buy it. For years, players have pointed out the flaw in bragging about millions of players on Game Pass. It's not the same as millions of sales. Now, former insiders like Pete Haynes and Shannon Lofts are saying the quiet part out loud. Game Pass may be great for consumers in the short term, but if the model continues to eat it into retail sales, it risks causing problems that will hollow out the very industry it claims to support. Developers can't survive on exposure alone. And the recent closures of studios prove that popularity on Game Pass doesn't necessarily equal financial security. There you go. That's the whole thing of the article. Yeah, I agree. I agree that this is what I've been saying. I've been saying this. And people are saying, no, that it's not what they probably get a good paycheck when they're on Game Pass, all this and that. Seems like it's not the case. Seems like it's only good for what Microsoft is doing or whatever these companies do, the EA's subscription service, the Pro whatever membership, or the Ubisoft, and then you have stores like Epic and Steam, but they have their own thing. They get a little percentage. Steam gets a little percentage back, but also so does the devs, gameplay, the devs for the game itself. So you have a little bit communication here. With this one, it seems like $20 a month is not sustainable for these devs because not all of them are getting the $20 a month thing. If people are not downloading your game and you're not getting shown on Game Pass and a lot of people are playing your game, you're going to be on a loss here. Just saying, you're going to be on a loss. Exposure is good, but in reality, you're going to need to make some sales. That's just how it is. You need happy devs to make these games. If they're not happy, especially some people in the industry right now that expose themselves recently, this week, showing their true colors on Blue Sky, just saying they really hate gamers. It's like literally saying, I make games, but I hate gamers. It's like saying, you want to save lives because you want to cure people and help them, but you hate the people you are curing. Almost like a doctor kind of situation. Why are you in that field then? If you don't like what you're doing, then why are you in that field? That's what's happening right now in the gaming industry. And a lot of these people that are not passionate, they don't care. They're just pushing out some sort of product out there that has, it's just a soulless product out there that has nothing, really good. It's just a boring ass, plain ass product. And you can tell when that is. You can tell. And you can also tell when they like to push their own messagings in these games. But, that's just what it is. We'll see how this goes around. I think a lot of indie devs are trying to get more content creators to, expose them as to what these games are, to show them what these games, to show and, almost, I would say, sponsor them in some sort of way to help them get the exposure they need. Because I know a lot of indie devs need it these days. And this is just another way to say, yeah, this is not reliable. This is not a best function for the future for gaming. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon, guys. There you go, Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if I'm going to put that as a recording. I don't know. I might put that as a video for later, guys. I don't know. We'll see. There's a bug that was flying right here. I think it was like a ladybug or something. And I was like, what the heck? I was in it. I was really in that, trying to do that video for you guys. So, really into that. I was really in the moment, I would say. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And I think that was a really good topic overall to talk about. Because I know people I've talked to, they're like, I was always saying, oh, if you like this, you should play. And they're like, nah, I'll just buy it on Game Pass. They would always say that. I'll just download on Game Pass. It's fine. I'm not going to buy the game. I'm like, no. If you actually like the game, buy it, I was telling friends and stuff to buy it then, You could just try it out, obviously, for a little bit, and then just buy the game. That's what I would do. Like, I know people like playing like Warhammer 40K Space Marine, and I was like, "Oh, why are you playing on Game Pass?" Like, I've been playing this for like weeks now. I'm like, "What? Why are you playing it for this long?" Just buy the game. You want to support the devs? Buy the game. It's like, how much is it? You know, if not, wait for it on sale. Like, or there are people I know that do this too. Is they finish the game on Game Pass, but they buy it again to play it again. Maybe they like it that much. I could see that too, but it's very rare though. Okay, let's talk about the last topic for today, guys. With Borderlands. I don't know what else we could say about Borderlands 4, guys, but here we go. All right, I'm on Insider Gaming, guys. Borderlands 4, or my bad, not Borderlands 4. We could call it now Stutterlands 4. We can call this now Stutterlands 4.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Borderlands 4, dubbed Stutterlands, has negative reviews pour in on Steam. Guys, what did we say? All the red flags were there. De Nouveau, DRM, Unreal Engine 5, promising $70 game. First it was $80, but it went up to $70 game, you know, at launch with other stuff. And people, early access, talking how bad it is. It crashed on Conan O'Brien's whatever gaming show thing he does. Crashed on there. A lot of cope was going on with Borderlands 4. So now, Borderlands is out. It launched this week. And now we finally got some numbers. So let's go on SteamDB to see how it's doing. Let me refresh real quick. We got refresh here real quick. Ah, shoot. Let me refresh this real, guys. All right. We're back. We're back. All right, guys. Borderlands 4 on SteamDB. It went up during the launch. It was on 40s and 50s. It's very mixed right now. It went to 63.90%. It was up a little bit, and now it went down again. So it keeps on going up and then down back. So right now there's 204,918 players playing at this very moment. And all-time peak since this weekend was 304,398, which isn't too bad for this game. Did it outpass Borderlands 3? I got to check that out real quick. Let me check that out real quick. No. Okay, so no, actually it did. It surpassed Borderlands 3. Okay, so it did do better than Borderlands 3. That's good. They did a good job then. Good job for them. Good job. Let's see Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2, the most well-known one. Wow, it did better than Borderlands 2 as well. So that means overall that Borderlands 4 actually did really well. These are great numbers for all-time peak. That's good. That's really good. I am surprised. I thought this would do worse, actually, but no, it's doing really well. Good. Good. That is good. But this is not showing that it's doing really well, though. So there is some sort of problem going on, because why is this here, this good, you know, this is a pretty decent record. This is a good thing. I don't know how much this game cost to make. I would think a lot. Millions. I would say millions. A lot. Some people said it might be quadruple A game. I don't know. But yeah, we got problems though, because we got the stuttering lands at its peak. So when you go on Steam, it's mixed right now. If you see it right here, it's mixed. And if you go down to the reviews, it's not looking too good. You know, it's all over the place. Here's one by this person. Love how modern day games can't be bothered to be optimized anymore, and they still want $70. So, like I said, when we watched that video about that early access with Borderlands, we had a feeling there was problems. People are saying, "Oh, you need a better rig from 3 years ago. You need a better rig. This." There's people that have like 490s graphic cards or better, or like crazy PCs, and they still can get, they have to go like low to medium settings for the graphics and try to bring their frame rate up. It's just all over the place. It's just a mess with optimization. Doesn't matter what you do. I know I've played games like that, and it's mostly Unreal Engine 5. That's why a lot of companies are now going back to Unreal Engine 4. They found out Unreal Engine 5 is still sort of like in beta. It's still not perfect. It really is. It has many problems with performance. Graphically, it looks really nice. It's just performance is so bad for these that most of them are going back now to Unreal Engine 4. Even though Unreal Engine 4 has problems too, it has a little bit better performance in that aspect. It has better stuff. That's why if you go back, we go back to Final Fantasy VII Remake. They did it Unreal Engine 4, and when they did Rebirth, they kept on Unreal Engine 4. They're keeping it until the very end for Part 3. They didn't change it. Imagine that open world scenario where that started lagging like crazy, stutter issues, all that, in that open world environment Rebirth. Imagine that. So they're like, in that aspect, they were smart to not change their components, what they've created from the ground up in Unreal Engine, and they stick into it to the very end. So kudos to them. That is actually a plus for that. But what else we got here? Let's see. Randy Rich bitch for oh shit.
Hey yo, what the
Shit.
fuck?
Holy shit.
Randy Bitchford, holy shit. Says the problem is people playing on hardware that's 2 or 3 years old. Well, my hardware has top of the line last year when I rebuilt my PC, and this game still runs like shit. It's reasonably playable if I lower settings to medium, but this is the first game I've played on my PC that was so poorly optimized that I had to do that. Even when it occasionally freezes for a moment or flat out crashes. What will this next excuse be, I wonder? Yeah, the CEO said that. Randy Richford said that. 2 or 3 year old, whatever. Time to upgrade, blah, 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 blah. And there's so much cope with him we're going to get into too there. Optimization, I don't know, he said something really bad. Optimization, another victim on Unreal Engine. Yep. I'm enjoying the game so far, so we got positive here. The open world reminds me of a lot of Far Cry series, which is a bit jarring at fact, considering this is Borderlands game. But the more I play, the more it grows on me. Not seeing a legendary ever 3 seconds from killing normal refresh. Borderlands 3 had way too many legendary drops, blah, blah. Okay, so what I hear about the game is it went away from the silliness of the other Borderlands games, and it's more serious now, which is weird to hear, which actually is a plus because I think the silliness started to get a little bit like, it's like a little like edgy, like little, it was like annoying edgy now to the point where it's like, ah, great. and it was just getting annoying. So it's more serious, and I hear it's actually really good, like fun. It's really fun. It's really well like put together. It just has problems with optimization. I'm not saying the game's bad at all. It probably has some good aspects to it for sure. Because I remember going and playing Borderlands 3, and I really like uninstalled that real quick. It was so boring. I just didn't like the game. I thought it was super annoying. I hated the characters. Everything about Borderlands 3 was ass. So yeah. But it is less cringe, less edgy, more serious, a little bit better story, I guess, and better gameplay. It looks like Borderlands. I don't know. For me, I always think Borderlands looks similar to the other Borderlands. I don't see that much of a difference. That much, but I don't know. Borderlands is a very normie game, I would say. It's very normie, and you could tell a lot of people enjoyed it. But this doesn't, like, you see the SteamDB charts for this? This didn't reflect what the movie did. That Borderlands movie that came out last year, a lot of people already forgot about. It did not, these numbers did not come out on the movie. So a lot of fans didn't like that movie, and most of them probably didn't even watch it, didn't want to get disappointed. And it shows that they were still hungry for more Borderlands. Like, I don't know if these are the fans or just normies playing, but it seems like there is a fan base for Borderlands, I guess, for these games. Me, personally, I'm not a big fan of them. I played 1 and 2. I played a little bit of 3, and I hated 3. But for some reason, this one doesn't really connect with me, really. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just done with these games, like these Borderlands looter shooters. There are some looter shooters I like. Not saying I don't like looter shooters, but for some reason, this one doesn't resonate with me as much. I don't know why. But yeah, so there are positives in this game. I'm not saying there isn't, because people are saying, oh, you always talk about the negative all the time for these things. No, we also talk about positives. We talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. We talk about all aspects about gaming, entertainment, movies, all sorts of things. So it's just most of the time, news about something that's more bad is more popular. It just gets more eyes than something that's more positive, I would say. I don't know. That's just how the algorithm goes on here, guys. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. Pretty fun gameplay. A lot of to do, but wouldn't recommend paying full price for this game until it goes on sale. I agree. I think you should wait until this goes on sale. And as well, if they fix all the bugs, the optimization issues, try to fix whatever they can, I would wait. That's probably the best bet. I'm not saying don't buy the game. I wouldn't say that. I just say wait on this one. I would wait. Most AAA games I wait upon. Most of them I wait on. Most of the time. If it's indie, if it's really good, I'll buy it day one. If it's AA, if it's good, I can be okay with it. But AAA, most of the time now these days, I barely get AAA games on day one. I wait until they patch it up and do stuff, fix it up. So honestly, didn't think it was going to like Borderlands 4 as much as I do. I've bought every mainline game. I thought skipped. Okay, so he liked it. He's good. These are good. So there's a lot of positives too here, not just negatives, but there were negatives here. But the Stutterlands 4 is pretty good. That's a good one. I have to say that was good. But yeah, $70 deluxe edition, $9.99, and then super deluxe edition, $129.99, $130. There you go. There you go. Okay. So, what else did we get? Oh, that's The Witcher. Where is it? Here we go. Randy Pitchford. Not Richford. It's Pitchford. My bad. Snaps back at Borderlands 4 criticism. Code your own engine. That's crazy. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he constantly just spazzes out. I don't know if he has split personality. He has some sort of syndrome. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Borderlands 4 dropped last week, and fans have been pouring hours into the fresh open world environment of Chris, but the launch hasn't been without issues. On PC, the game is struggling immensely for a vast portion of the community, and that was made Gearbox leadership, especially Randy Pitchford, the target of criticism. What did he say? Code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customer when you pull it out.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Was he making a joke when we pull it off? Or I said pull it off. I said pull it out. Oh, my God. Bruh.
No!
Huh? Bruh. When you pull it off. I said pull it out. I was like, is he making a joke? No, he's not. Okay. He's just saying pull it off. The people doing it now are clearly dumb and don't know what they're doing. And all the support and recommendations and code and architecture from the world's greatest hardware companies and tech companies working with the world's greatest real-time graphic engine codes don't know what you seem to know. Sarcasm? Wow. Wow. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. I don't know what to say. Cringe. This is what I'm talking about. So they have criticism and they like to push back when they could be like, okay, we'll take that in mind. We'll try to improve and try to look into the problem kind of deal. Like, that's all you have to say. But instead, their egos have to be like, no, it's your fault. You don't know what you're doing. But I'm also being sarcastic. Like, no, you're not. You're being actually annoying. And you're trying to actually look down on your fans and your customers. Good for that. It's like, you're doing pretty good right now. You don't want it to go down, right? So I'm just saying, this message comes after a string of posts containing technical advice from Pritchford aimed at placing the PC player's experience widespread issue with Borderlands 4's optimization. He recommended using the build in Windows 10 graphics settings, okay, turning off volumetric fog, and switching on DLSS, amount other things. His response to other using AI upscaling. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Don't charge $70 if you're cannot optimize the game. Crybaby. That's crazy. The comments come thick and fast, targeting Pritchford personally. It's not really personal. Like, people are not talking about him or his family or anything. It's not personal. It's just how you're pretty much putting yourself out there. You're the CEO or the lead of this game, and you're like upset that people are just, they're not really making fun of you. They're just making fun of you what you're saying, where it's not really making any sense, and it's very greedy and not consumer friendly. And that's why people are just like shitting on it. They're not really shitting. It's like they're laughing a little bit at you, but not with you kind of deal. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not personal. It's more of like what you're doing, what you're saying out there kind of deal. And that's what people are like annoyed about, you know? You either need to learn PR basics or step down. Randy, you are genuine embarrassment. Yeah, this is like a critique though. Like you're just so bad at your job, you should just step down kind of deal. It's not it's not really a threat though. Like I know people are like, "Oh, I'm getting harassed. I'm getting this." This is not really harassment. This is just like people just don't like what you're saying. You should just, do something or you need to you need to understand. Maybe it's better to go off social media, or maybe it's better if you're not the spokesperson no more. Maybe hire someone else to speak for you. Know what you're doing, and you're making it worse. I don't know. During Gamescom 2025, I sat down with Randy Pritchford, and learned all about Borderlands 4, and assured that the game would sell. So, well, would a series? Okay, so. Yeah, that's not a good look. That's not a good look, man. That's all I can say. If you're a lead of something, you need to lead everyone in a good position. You need to be a little bit more respectful, a little bit more understanding, understand your customer base. Like, I don't do that to my community or the people that subscribe to me, all the people here or understand me. I don't literally call them out and call them, no, that's wrong, and you're a shit face for saying that. I don't even care. I might block you right now, like kind of deal. Like you're so dumb. That's not how it is. Like I don't do that, kind of deal. I like to listen and understand and learn and read about different things. And if I say, okay, that was a bad comment, that was like actually a bad comment, that was like a dumb answer. Like sometimes you can just say, yeah, that was pretty dumb of you. Better to not speak out the dumb thing out loud kind of deal, Because I've said that before. It's like you just said something that doesn't make no sense kind of deal, and you're just spitting out just random shit. And yeah, that's usually not good. And then sometimes it's better to put them, like pin them in the wall of shame. Kind of like see how dumb some people are in this world and for that. But, it is what it is. I just don't want to give people, exposure, I would say, in that way. But it's better to maybe not speak online. This is the problem with social media now. Social media likes to expose a lot of real people out there, what they're feeling, what they're doing. Maybe it's better to keep it inside. I would say, instead of just blabbering about things that are it could be a little bit too much, I would say. You need to literally, I would put in this right now, need to go outside and touch grass. And then understand your customers, kind of deal. I don't know. If I had my own company, kind of deal, and if I was selling a product, I'd like to know about the criticisms, maybe what I can improve, do things, better, this way, that way, instead of, pushing back where like, oh, you guys are being shit. I don't care about this kind of deal. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. You're trying to sell your product, not push away your customers, You're trying to sell what you've just made. You don't want to push away your customers or your fan base. But that's just me. It's a lot of cope, though. It's a lot of cope going on there in that situation, I would say. Yes. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. We're done with that Borderlands one. So everything else we're done with. I think that's it. Yeah. It should be it for today, guys. Thank you again for watching, lurking, whatever you guys do, and all the people in the past broadcast. You guys are awesome. You guys are the MVPs. Watching back, learning, or not learning, but like watching back and checking on these out. I will leave timestamps for all these, like I always do, guys, for you guys. Everything in the beginning. So you guys can check it out in the description below. Check me on all my socials, all things. Like the stream before you leave. Sub if you're new here. If you like what I do here, I thank you so much again, guys. Yeah, I'll be back probably Friday with more topics. If not, there was a rumor that there might be a State of Play, a new one for PlayStation, which if we do, we'll do a live stream on that, reacting to it, all that. Anything else? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be testing out some things a little bit here and there during the streams because I just want to check out some things before, I stream because a lot of things because I want to play more games on here if I can, live stream games. If I can, I'll try to do that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you so much again, guys. Appreciate all of you for coming by, lurking, watching, seeing all the things, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys all soon. Have a good one, guys. Have a good Monday. I know you guys are busy, but yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, everyone, again, and ciao.
Are you not entertained?